Well, here we are again. This will be part 2 of how to skin the Viper 389, and we want to do just a really quick recap. First off was the view, the settings, pixel grid, rulers, and pixels are our measurement unit. Really important. You're going to see why in this episode as we learn how to get these stripes lined and fix any problems we're going to have, because there's going to be problems. There always is. So what we've done so far is just slapped a quick paint job on here, and the trick is to jig it all up and get it lined up. And, you know, if you don't want to go to that trouble, if all you want to do is just put logos on and script, it's not a big deal. But when it comes to actually painting and putting color on the truck, this is where issues arise, and in particular stripes, as we mentioned before. So we're going to tackle all of that in this one. So we'll do a quick recap of what we've got here on the truck. We're going black roof. We've got black tanks, black step, and here step tanks. We've got some stripes on the frame, so we've blacked out the frame. We put some stripes on top of that. Or we could have alternatively gone with a paint frame, in which case we would take this black away. So that would be, under black, we could take that black away, and then under the frame stripe, you can see that sort of come and go here. Let's zoom in. So if we take our frame stripe layer away, or we could go and make that a black line, or a yellow line. We'll pick the color from here. We could put that on there and have it on top of the painted frame. So we could set it up to go either way. We've got the little bit of headlight extension painted. Now I mentioned before, if you remember in the first one, we looked at the fact that what you see in profile here when you paint it, the template gets wrapped around the object you're painting, or in this case a truck, and it doesn't always cover everything, and we're going to see that. We'll go in and see what the problems are with our truck and what we can do about it. So let's see if we can't open the app here, and we'll run into the game. We'll have a look at our truck. We'll see what we got to fix. We'll come back, straighten it out, and then we'll go at the stripes. So here we go. Our truck's in the truck manager. This is a good place to leave it with not driving it, because you can upgrade and go in. So look at our truck, and on the driver's side we did get the stripes centered pretty well on the oval, so that's good. Look on the passenger side, and it's a little low. So what we're going to do is, when we true up the stripes, we're going to start on the passenger side. We'll leave it as is. We'll fix this little gap here. We're going to bring the rear stripe up to match with this. So what we can do here, we can hop on our feet, run in here, and so this, just by eyeball, so this is an eyeball thing, I would say this gap is almost as big as this gap. So I think we've got, if I remember, 15, it could be 15 pixel wide stripes, so that would be 45 pixels. This is not quite 45. We could just go with 45, and then so we would have to bring it up 90 pixels, this back stripe up, to match this. So that's just a guesstimate at this point. So other problems, let's see if we can maneuver around here a little bit. So remember how I said we paint off of the truck. We didn't catch this little bit on each side. And also it looks like, so when we paint on the roof of the truck, the back edge of the roof and the front edge of the roof are finite. Like if you go off of the template to the rear and to the front of the roof, it's going to come so far. It won't come down the back of the cab. And it's a really good way to delineate, like, you know, bang, it's going to be there. That's something we can work to. But our side's black in our profile doesn't come down far enough. So we're just going to say, for the sake of argument, that's, I don't know, we'll say 2 pixels or something, maybe 3. Maybe we'll bring that down 3 pixels. And so we got 90 here, depending on if that's 15 or 17 pixel wide stripes, I forget. We'll count them up and when we get back. So we've got that to fix, we got this to fix, we got that to fix, and we'll get to the other side. Once we get the back straightened, we got this to fix. So this is all, oh, you know, it seems daunting. You're going, oh man, that's a lot of stuff. Well, it's a piece of cake. I'll show you. So let's get out of here. Get out of there. And we will, let's see if we can alt tab out. That might work. Yeah. Okay. Now, so we've got our, this is as we left our template. So we've got, oh, there was one other thing I wanted to show you in there that we need to fix. We just missed it. And this is to do with this business of the template. So if you look here, you can see the black on the roof goes down, like behind the pipe it comes down to that edge, but right here it doesn't. Okay, so I'll go show you where that is on the template and we'll fix it really easily. So let's try that alt tab thing again. Yeah, so that area we were seeing was right here. So the paint, this comes forward far enough because this is the roof of the truck, this is the sleeper, and as I said, this paint on the sleeper roof, you could draw this paint it all the way back to here, all the way down to here. It's not going to change how far it goes off the front and back of the sleeper. It's going to end on that line that we saw across the back. So, or if we look up here, it's going to come down and meet this line. And this is the back of the sleeper, and that paint on the roof of the sleeper will only come down that far. So on the front, those bits that aren't painted are right here. So that wrap that comes around the roof really wants to go down to here. So, and we've got our little bit at the edges, that little seam. So we'll just quickly go on our, well actually here, let me delete that. And what we'll do is we'll go in here, because that was the fix. Here, I'll just undo that. This was the fix. See? That fixes it. We just, and I'll show you how to do that. You just grab your rectangle select. We're going to go a little wider, a little longer if it's not necessary, but we want to come forward more. And this little bit extra on the side here is going to get that little seam that we saw at the back of the cab running up here and up here. So we just go a little bit wider and we're going to be good. So we'll paint that. So there's one fix done. Now we got to fix this stripe. We're going to be working on the driver's side, and we need this stripe to we need to kill that gap. So we're going to do the rectangle select. We'll Control C, Control V, copy paste, and that's connected because it was showing up over here. So once again, the anomalies of templates, they're not always accurate. So you gotta deal with it. The other thing we wanted to do was bring this down a few pixels. I thought maybe 2 pixels. I think 3 might be too much. We'll try 2. So what we can do here is several different ways to do it. You can draw a 2 pixel line, or which is really actually easy, and then you can just put it where you need it. That might be the best way to go. So we'll go to the line tool, go down to 2 pixels, go in here, I'll just draw a line like that. We'll look on the bottom left and look for 0. See which way we're going. Oh, we're going all around. There it is. zoom in, and we'll just take that, we'll put it up here. Oh, you know what? Let's go 3 pixels for that crispness, remember? There, now we've got a crisp line. We'll go 3. And let's have a look over the windshield here, the window. Yeah, we'll leave it at 3. And what we'll do over here, not 100% sure, but that's definitely a different distance between there and there. And you can see that this is a tighter gap. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and throw the line in there just for the heck of it. And this all may get changed because we're going to be dealing with the passenger side after the fact. There, we got that at 180 or 0, depends which way you drag the line. So I drag this line from right to left, so it comes minus 180. If I went from left to right, you'll see 0. And the same when you're doing vertical lines, it's going to say minus 90 or plus 90, depending on which way you drag the line from. So that's should fix that bit across the back or get it close. Now we're interested in fixing this rear stripe thing. So what we saw was, and we're working on the driver's side, so that's the left side of the rear of the cab, and we've got to move this up to match our stripe. So first of all, let's we've got our test layer on here. We'll go to 15, so I forget what size we made these stripes. So instead of counting them, I'll just draw a stripe, line it up, 15, 15, 15. So 45 times 2 is 90, as we determined. So we want to go up 90. So one easy way to do this is, at this point, we could, we'll go to driver's stripe. We're going to copy this. We're going to go to test. I'm going to paste it. And we're going to, oh, what happened? I didn't get it. Oh, sorry, that's the back of the rear of the cab. So undo, it'll bring our thing back down. Cab rear, copy, go to test, paste. Bring that up to there, and we'll paste again. Bring that one up to, oh yeah, we got the trim down there. That's no good. So what we could do is bring it in beside, bring it into this side. Right there. So we have to bring, our stripe has to come up there to there. I'm trying to remember if it was that far. No, it's this far. So what we can do, go back to our cab rear, grab our stripe, and we won't take the whole thing. We'll just take what we need here. I like to leave those bits as a reference on the sides to where we were. And then we can find ways to use them later if we need to, or we just delete them. Actually, I'll show you on the right side how to take care of that. What we could do here, let me just do this again. If you want to get rid of all of this not lining up with what you do here, you just take a bigger selection. So we'll go down like that. We'll cut it here, say for example. Cut it, paste it, and we'll put it up there. And we're going to try about that. Now, if we don't want this here, you can just drag your stripe out. And now, what we've got is this side's all changed. But we've got where we were is referenced here. This is new. So now when we make a new adjustment, we've got a little bit of trim left here, or we can use this. And if you want to keep working on the same side, this is what you do. You go copy paste, and you just oops, wait a minute. Let's make that bigger. Let's go a little bigger like that. And we go copy paste, and we just, that's gone except for what's on the test layer. So all that mess there, gone. We're on the test layer. So you do it on either side. And let's, so we've got that fixed. We had the back fixed. We got those little bits, vertical bits that weren't painted fixed. We got the front fixed all pretty quickly. So it didn't take too long to do all of that. So let's, we'll go have a look. So first thing we do, save it. Just do a straight save. Then we need to get rid of the test layer. We need to get rid of the background to make it a DDS. We go File, Save As. Change this to DDS. We go to our DDS folder. Oh, so in trucks, what I do is I'll have a DDS folder, I have a PDN folder, and these are the two biggies. And there's a test folder or whatever. I'm messing with stuff in there. I'll have templates in here, you know, whatever, bunch of different things, icons, good skins, whatever. The good skins thing is from when I was learning. I should just delete that. It's, and this fella here, Red Rum, that was his, I can't remember what his handle was on SCS forum, but boy was he helpful. An Aussie fella, really got me going. So anyway, let's go in here. We got to save this as a DDS. Pogo test DDS. Overwrite the existing. And flatten it. And let's go into our Mod Studio 2. Back. There's our skin. And what I always do is it doesn't always work, but generally you can see the change. So if we go browse, we'll find our folder. Should be Mod Trucks. Find the Viper, DDS, and Pogo Test. And watch, this will change. There, bang. So we know it's swapped. Because if you have the same name here, you know, you're not going to see the name change. So you look for something to happen here. And the reason I like to look for that and see it as confirmation is a lot of times when you have a really big drawing, complicated 8192, it takes a little while for the old PC to process it, swap it out. And if the you want to make sure the change is there before you go and export it. So I always just look for it. I don't just, you know, pick the folder and then you know, go back. I don't just browse, grab the folder, the file, and then say good, we're done, export. I wait till I see that movement, that something's changed. So you look in the area of something you changed, and it'll show. It's going to be really minute. And when I'm fine-tuning a skin right at the end, you really can't see the movement. And if you can't, like I generally will wait in, you know, 10 or 15 seconds just to be sure. Anyway, let's export it. We're exporting it to our mod folder. It starts with P for Pogo. Save it. Overwrite it. Oh, it's open. Oh, sorry, that's a good lesson right there. You get the you get this warning if this is open. We got to go to the launch pad. That's a good one. So if you get that warning, and the little log is sort of helpful. You want to now we can do it. So now we have to Alt Tab out. Go find this. Export again. You got to go through this rigmarole. Save. And this time it'll go. Now we can go back into here. Continue. Keep an eye on the time here. I don't want to run too long. I think we're good so far. Truck Manager. Upgrade. Let's see what we did. So that looks pretty good up there. We got that thingy fixed. It's the paint's on here now. The back's lining up pretty good. We'll zoom in and get a look. Oh, look how we did on that stripe. Magic. I don't think it's quite there, but it's close. Oh, we got to walk in there. Yeah, it's not. It looks like there might be a little. Yeah, so we're like 1 pixel too high. And that's why we're using pixels, because instead of inches. So now we can go move that stripe 1 pixel. We're probably going to be good. The top looks pretty good from here. It could be maybe one too high. I can see right there. It's tough to zoom in because this is sort of a silly thing. It gives you a bad angle. That's close. I think I would leave it. And then when you get the thing out in daylight, and you can test and see what you got. And you can see that this side is in fact low, and we kind of saw that on the logo here. So we know right now, let's go over here. We know we were 1 pixel too high. Okay, so we got to bring that down a pixel. Let's go over here, and we know that if we look at this, this is 15 pixels, and that's not a third of it. That's like 3 or 4 pixels. This has to come down 1. So I think if we move this up 3 and that goes down 1, we just might get that lined up. And so we got to look up here. So this side we didn't bring the black down far enough. Right there you can see it's maybe hard for you to see, I don't know, but it's a little jog right there. So down 1, up 3, and that has to come down a couple. Yeah, so let's see. I'm gonna just pull up my little notepad here. You can't see me doing this, but I'm gonna go right on here, back, and then arrow down, and I'll go 1, pass, arrow up, and we're going to go up, we thought 3, and roof, P for pass, got to go down 2. Alright, so we got our little notations there so we don't forget. And the other thing I do is I quite often will take my cell phone, I'll just take a photo, and that'll fix it. So, or sorry, that is something I can reference. Fix it. Yeah, you can actually do that. So let's exit out to the Launchpad this time. And Alt-Tab. Back here. Get into our drawing. Now here's when you come back in, you want to get your drawing, the DDS is going to be here. And you don't really want to do anything on the DDS because you don't have your layers. You can turn this into a PDN by, you could just go like this, duplicate layer, and now you've got an editable layer here, and when you save this again it's going to be a PDN. So, but anyway, let's undo that change. We just delete this. If you want to, if it asks if you want to save the change, I never save the change or whatever, the DDS. I just close it because I'm going to be opening the PDN and creating a new DDS. And you're just going to overwrite this anyway. So just, oops, sorry. I wanted to, don't save. Just get rid of it. And now we go open, recent. The top one is always going to be your DDS because that was the last thing you did. Your PDN, the next one down. This is, depending what you're doing, 99.9% of the time, the second one down is going to be the file you want. That'll be your PDN that you're just working on. So, got to go over here and we're going to bring this, according to my notes, down a pixel. So that's super easy. We can work on either side now. What we can actually do is go to cab rear. We'll go to test actually. Get this off there. We don't need that anymore. Go to cab rear. Trim this in a little closer. Trim that in a little closer. And then we're going to grab our select. We're going to stop about there. We're going to Control X, Control V. Zoom in here and we can see our pixels and we want to go down a pixel. There we go. Just like that. Now if you're, then you can just take this and go like that, paint that out of there, and I don't think we need to know where we were. In this case we're pretty darn close. Note says passenger stripe up 3, so once again we grab our rectangle select, stripe pass. We're going to go over here. We're going to give ourselves a little bit more to work with here. So we're going to Control C, Control V, drag that back here a bit, and we're going to zoom out. get the rectangle select again, grab all of this end and most of that end, Control X, Control V, and we got to go up 3. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, like that. And we're going to do the back of the cab. That's black. I'm going to just take this black, Control C, Control V, run it off the back a little bit. Oh, look at that. We didn't get our little stripe there. I must have drawn that on a different layer. Where did I put that? It's on test. Oh, just click and unclick the various layers. It's on the driver's side. So what we can do is we stay on drivers. We'll do this. We'll rectangle select X, straight pass, paste, and now it's on there. It's on the right layer now. And we can go like this. Control C, Control V, and paint that right out to there, like that. And we want to go down 2. So we'll take the whole thing and we're on the wrong layer. Oh no, it's the right layer. Control X. Oh, so we're on. Oh, it's black. Sorry. Undo. We want to be on the black layer. Select that. X. Oh, see that? I put that stripe. I put it on the that stripe repair was meant for the black layer, and I put it on the passenger. So let's undo, 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 undo. Keep undoing till we get that, and then what we're going to do is go Control X, go down the black layer, Control V. Now see what happened there? Because we had so much selection here, so much area selected, it's written over that. I'll show you later. If I was to move that layer I copied from underneath this black layer, it wouldn't matter. But I'm not going to bother with that. I'm just going to put it there. Control V, and we'll just grab the black here, like we learned to do. Got to grab it from this end. Make sure we're within the body, as we don't want to copy unpainted area. Control C, Control V, and we'll just go down to our little line there. Looks like we got it. Now we're cooking. So now what we can do, just to show we got it all right, we'll trim that whole thing off. Control C, Control V, and now it's all square, and we've got that little add-in that we put on earlier. So that's a good lesson. When you mess up on a layer, it's not impossible to fix. You can easily manipulate the layers and the bits and Control Paste and Control X, cut it, Control V, paste it, copy, paste it, whatever you need to do, you can fix it. Nothing can't be fixed, including the template. I'm going to show you. I think I forgot to show you that in the first one, what to do when you mess up your template. It's super easy. It's like a no-brainer. We'll do that in a bit. So what are we trying to do? We want to move that down 2. So we're going to grab this, grab that whole thing. And what you can do here, this is an interesting thing. If, for example, we were worried that the top line here of black, when we move this down 2, what would happen if that exposed the top? Well, that wouldn't be a good thing. So what we can do when we copy this, let's escape. We'll kill that. So if what we were to do to move this down 2, instead of taking the whole thing and cutting it, bringing the whole thing down and potentially uncovering the roof, what we can do is go in here, just take the bottom below anything that would cause a problem. Like if and what we're going to do is we're going to do Control C, Control V. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry. I wanted to come in here on this side. So I've got my little gauge over here of what we're doing. Control, I'll show you the difference. If we did Control X, Control V, and then we brought it down here, oh, we bring it down, we got a gap. We don't want that. So we bring it back here, we do Control C, which is copy, and Control V. It leaves what's behind here and copies this on top of it. And we can bring it down. You see, we don't get that gap there. But we want to do 2 pixels. So we want about there like that. And that should fix that little problem with the roof. And yeah. And we have that gap there. We didn't fix that. So that's the passenger stripe. I want to get that little guy. Control C, Control V, bingo bango. And theory is we're going to be pretty close to lined up, just like that. So it didn't take too long. It took us like 15 or 20 minutes, and we should have all these little niggles fixed. So just hit save again. I always probably save 5 times more than I need to, but better safe than sorry. File, save as, DDS, Viper, DDS, Pogo, place it. Okay. I'd really like to speed this PC up one of these days. Man. Okay. Going to here. Now we're going to hit the back arrow. Our last place was this browse, so we're going to look for what moved the most, that back stripe. We can't even really see it on here, but that back stripe is going to, we'll probably see it pop here when it moves as much as it did. So that's what I'm going to look for the, knowing that the change is done. We're looking for DDS and Pogo test. Let's look and see if any changes right here. No, it didn't, but we saw this move, so should be good. Let's got that in there. Now let's export it. And we know we have the thing of Bobby closed this time, the game. Mod Pogo. I'm just typing in the first couple characters. So if you're liking my, this is my, if you're on my game one, you'll see that it's really important to do that because I have so many skins in my mod folder, it's ridiculous. I've got to clean it out. I think I could show you that really quickly just for giggles. So you go over to the mod folder on the other PC and yeah, you get an idea of how ridiculous my mod folder is. And most of it's just skins, and the skins that I'm working on and testing and messing with, and or that I haven't published to Steam are all in there. It's a mess. Just so huge. Anyway, continue game. Truck manager and Peterbilt. Oh, upgrade. Let's see. The front looks good. Looks good around here. That looks pretty good from there. Wow, not bad. The roof looks good up there. I think it's pretty close. Let's get on our feet here. Oh, yeah, it looks pretty good. This looks good. So it looks like we nailed it all the way around. So just like that, we've got our stripe all the way around the truck, and I got our black all the way around. This is centered on the, so we've got the air cleaners to do, and we want to curve the stripe over the hood. Let's see what we got for time. We should do it. I might have to make graphics and script and stickers a third video, if that's okay with you guys. I hope if you're not liking what I'm doing here, just comment and let me know. Let's try this stripe on the air filters, because that's always a nice touch. So if we look at this, let me just kind of gauge it. I just look by eye and I go, well, that's that far. It's a third of the way down from the top. Third of the way. Well, it will get us in the ballpark, and then we can go in and mess with it. So let's be happy with what we got there. Close that. Remember to go to the launch pad. And we want to Alt-Tab. Get our thingy back. Now remember what's going to happen here. DDS is going to be the first thing. We just close it. Second one down, when we open recent, it's going to be our PDN. And we want air cleaners. So this is in a different scale than this. So depending on what you're doing, it could look a little goofy. But if I look at this, I'm going to go one. This is a third right there. So I'm going to create a new layer. I'm going to go cab rear. So all of the stripe stuff, cab rear, and this is going to be air cleaner stripe, it's going to go between the black and the pogo guy, and then we're going to do script and everything above that. So that's just kind of the way I layer it. So we're going to create a new layer. We click cab rear, new layer, and it'll pop in above it. Call it air cleaners. And there we go. We're going to go to what's nearest driver's stripe. Let's go in here. I'm going to grab us some driver's stripe like that. Copy it. Put it on air cleaners. Control V. Bring it up here. And we're going to go about, I think about just gut instinct tells me it's about there. Shorten that up. Bring that back to there. And let's see what happened. File, save, kill the background, kill the test. Actually, that test layer, let me think what else we're doing. No, we still need it, yeah. When we go to put the stripes across the hood, super important. We're going to do some cool stuff there. You'll see how to get that nice curve on the stripe and get it over the hood. And then we have to line both sides front to back too. So it's just more goofiness. Let's go DDS, Viper DDS, Pogo. Yep. That's where you want that Jeopardy music. Dun, 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 dun. You're sitting there waiting. Or maybe not. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Now it's going to be in everybody's head. My bad. Browse now. The changes the stripes for the air cleaners, so don't see them there. So let's go browse. E. Hot trucks. Viper. DDS. And Pogo's in here somewhere. There he is. There. Now we got stripe across the air cleaner there, so we know we can go ahead and export it. Oops, I keep going the wrong way. I don't usually do skins on this computer. I always put them over to my other PC. Go look at them there because it's a bigger screen, better resolution, and it's a much better PC. This one's a little long in the tooth. Started a Patreon thing. Foolishly thinking people were going to contribute and it would help me upgrade this PC, but oh well. Pipe dream. We'll see. Okay. Truck manager. Go in here. Upgrade. Our stripe's low. And let's see. The scale doesn't look too bad, but I would say it's a smaller scale. But we could make it. Or is it bigger? Hard to say. But it's. If we look at it, let's get on our feet and go have a look. See the thing with this darn thing, you can't go I don't know how to make it go up and down. You go in and out, side to side, but how do you get that angle? Like, that doesn't work. That's annoying. So I'm going to say it has to go up. So if that's 45 pixels, it doesn't have to go up 45. I'm going to say it's got to go up. Let's see, 35. That's not going to be enough. 30, well, 35. Yeah, let's try 35 pixels up. So let's get out of here. Close that. Exit. Let's get out of here. Alt tab. Oh, down here. Close that last one. Open recent PDN. And we want to bring them up. So air cleaners, got the whole thing here. We'll leave our little bit of trim there like we do. Control X, Control V. And we know this is 45 and we want to go up like, 35, maybe a little more. So we know that that is 30. And then we want to count 5. That might be a bit much, but we could try it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll try that. See what that does for us. And yeah, once again, we could have copy, paste, just clean that off of there, and like that. File, save, and test. File, save as DDS. Yeah, I think we got time. We're going to go to putting the stripe across the hood too. I think you'll find that kind of interesting how I do that. I'm sure I didn't invent it or anything. It's I'm sure other people do it. It's just how I found to do it my own way, and I'm sure it's what other people do too. Mod Studio, browse, and a lot of repetition in this. Like when you're getting down to the fine tuning of a skin, man, you're in and out of here and in and out of here, and it's enough to drive you crazy. It'd be nice if there was just massive there. It just moved. I don't know if you caught that, so it's good. Export mod Pogo. Oops. Save. Go have a look. Yeah, it's you can get niggly, like skins like this one. It's just, it's a big job. Find our truck. Oh, look at that hair filter stripe. I think we nailed it. Yeah. So this one is down 1 pixel. Usually the one on the passenger side is low 1 pixel. I don't know why the guy didn't line that up, but for our intents and purposes, we got to move on. So we got time to, I think what we'll do, we're going to take this stripe and we're going to bend it. We're going to go across the front of the hood there, just for fun, and to show you what you can do and how to do it, or how I do it. And it's kind of foolproof. Well, I should say nothing's foolproof because I'm living proof. Let's go out of here. All right. Alt tab. Get rid of that. And open recent, PDN. Now, which side do we want to work on? Let's work over here. What's a room like up there? We'll do it here. Okay, we're going to work in the test layer, and we know that these are 15 whatchamacallums, pixels. So we're going to go down to our tools. So over here in tools at the bottom are these shapes. So we're going to pick shapes. We're going to pick ellipse, and we got 15 for our brush width. And we need our gold, so we have to pick our gold. So let's go to this is the driver's side. Get our little eyedropper, and we'll pick that gold. So we got gold. The other one we're going to want is white. So while we're here, let's pick the white. Now we got the gold and the white. I'm going to flip it because we want the gold first. Go back to our test layer. Go back to our stripe. There we are. So, not our stripe. Oops, that should be 15. Oh, that got changed. Let's use the drop down because sometimes when you type in there, it goes a little nutty. All right. So, we've got our gold. We've got our width at 15. We've selected the shape tool. We've got ellipse. So you got all kinds of shapes in here. We're going to take ellipse. There's no circle. So you just drag it until you get it square, like as in, say, 105 by 105 pixels. So we're going to bring the stripe over here. We got to decide what we're going to do. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to figure out, well, what looks like a good arc. Like we want to have a not too big, not too small. That looks kind of good there. So that's 179 by 180. So 179 is the first number is the lateral, and the 180 is the vertical. So let's make it 180 by 180. So we probably have to zoom in because to get the granularity in there. Dragged it left, 180 by 180. So we're going to take this guy, and that's going to come down. We're going to end up putting it about here, but we're not ready to do that yet because we got to build our 3 stripes in segments. So what we're going to do, now that we know what we want, it's going to be 180 by 180. We're going to change the width of this thingy down to, like, I don't know, let's go 3 pixels. And we're going to reduce it. Oops, sorry. We're going to take this to a, go in the corner. We'll do shift and we'll just bring it down to a little dot. We'll bring that back up here. Oh, that's too small. We just want to bring it down to a center, something that we can just kind of work around. And actually, this is something I carry over from working in CAD, from Fusion 360 and in TurboCAD. It doesn't really mean anything in here, so you don't really need to do it. It's just a habit. Sorry, I'm dragging you guys down a rabbit hole you don't need to go down. Anyway, let's go back to 15. We've got our ellipse. We've got our color. We're just going to see in CAD, you would have a crosshair and you would center it on there and you would center your circles on there. That doesn't work here. So we want 180 by 180. So we're looking in the left bottom corner there. We're going to get it kind of close. With the, if we can drag it there like that, that's great. So 180 by 180. Looks good. Is that going to be tight enough? Yeah, it'll work for our purposes. Yeah, so the way you can do it, if you move it and let it go, you can center it on that little guy. You can see that little dot up here in the middle of our test dot. And not nearly as elegant as CAD. So let's save that. Okay, and we're on the test layer, of course. We'll flip the color to white. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to draw an ellipse. And this one, we're going to, it's so It's going to be 30 less, so it's going to be 150 by 150 is what we want. So 150. Oh man, what happened there? 150 by 150. That should fit right in there. And it kind of does. So we just got to get it into place, snap it into place there. Okay, so 150, and it's going to be minus 30, so 120 by 120 now for a gold one. Oh, I did that inside. We're making the, oh darn. We're going tighter. I wanted that on the outside, sorry. Let's undo. Well, I don't know what it looked like tight. Like I do like a tight curve there. It would be, let's see. That might look pretty good. Let's keep going. We don't want to waste time here. We want 120 by 120, so 120. See, in CAD you can type that in. You just type 120 in each field and you'd have it instead of just monkeying around. So we're going to go like that and try and get that in there. There we go. So now we got our curves. If you can see what I'm doing here, we're going to take this test layer and we're going to, we'll probably just drag this X, Control X, Control V, move it out of the way. Now what we're going to do, we're going to use our select tool here. We're just going to eyeball it. That's not quite the center. That's not it either. Just try and hit there. That's good enough. We'll go Control X, Control V, separate that. And we're going to do the same thing here. And we're going to go put here. Control X, Control V. Now we got these quadrants. So we're going to take this one. And we're going to Control X. Oh, actually we should copy it. Yeah, we'll undo. We'll just leave it there so we have it to use. And we're going to put this on the driver's side. So we're going to go click on Stripe Drivers, and above it we're going to add a layer. And on this layer we're going to paste this thing in. So now this is one layer above, and the point of that is we can go over top of this without having like this rectangle select. This thing here would blank all of that out, and which, well, could be a good thing because we're going to have to go and remove it anyway. But so this is what we're going to end up doing, and we got to figure out where we're going to put our stripe across the hood. So let's pick that. We're going to pick this little line right here as our guide. It'll get us close on both sides. Actually, you know what? I can undo. I'm liking the idea that let's copy this and we'll just stick it right on the drivers, and it'll, oh no, we can't do that because of that, right? Yeah, sorry. See this little gap here? If we were to take this and bring it down onto the driver's side here. Oh, sorry, undo. Go here, go copy, paste it here now, and we bring it down. Watch what happens. See, we get this mess where on the left is good because it's taken that stripe away. It makes it easy, but we've got that gap between the curve part and the line there, our vertical established line. You can see behind there. So undo. Let's go up to here. Just keep hitting undo until we get rid of that select. Now if we go in here with the select tool and we're really careful, if we can get it right on there like that, then we can do it. So This is probably on the test layer still. So we'll copy, go back to stripe drivers, paste. And now we can take this thing down here and it's tight and we don't have that little gap there. Now we can go down here, line it up on that line, and looks pretty good. Now what we're going to do, like that, looks good. That's a nice curve. It's uniform, got the proper radius. We'll go in here, still on the stripe drivers, and we're going to just cut inside that line. And it doesn't matter on this side. We're going to go Control X, Control V, and here's a little trick. You want to move this thing around like this. Oh, where's center? And you're looking down at the bottom and you go, oh, there's 90, 95, 90, 81, 91. Well, don't do that. What you do is you hold the shift key and grab this and it goes in increments and bang, 90, just like that. And because we trimmed this off here, we got a clean edge here we can put down on here. So we got a nice clean edge. So we'll zoom in and make sure we're doing it right. So there we go. Like that. We'll go in here, we'll clean up some of this litter. Little stuff that's left behind. And then we can take our stripe across here. Control C, Control V. Extend our stripe up. There we go. We've got our curve, just like that. Now if you don't want to do all of this again for this side, what you can do is we can do, or on the driver's side, we can take this here like that. You can do a Control C, copy it, and we're going to put it, click on Stripe Pass, put a new layer above that, and we're going to paste this there to that layer, and now it's pointed the wrong way. So we take this layer, we go to Layers, and we're going to flip it horizontal, and now it's over here. So what we got is something we can grab from here, and we'll Control X, Control V. I'll take it up here like this, and we know we want to go to that third stripe right there, kind of like that. And so there we are. So now we have all of this length here on it. It goes way over to here. What we can do before we merge it down to the passenger, so we're going to merge it down to the passenger stripe layer. But first of all, we're going to go click on that layer, and we're going to get the rectangle select, and we're going to go about here. We're going to delete that. And so that's gone. Now we take this layer, we just go to here, this red arrow, merge layer down. There. Now that's all one layer. And so we've got our stripe going across, what's going to go across the hood. And just make sure all of our little stuff is on the test layer there. Yeah. Now here's where we use the test layer again to get ourselves in a ballpark. We're going to, we'll change the white to black over here. Oops, I didn't do that. There we go. And I go to my 55 stripe width again, and we're on the test layer. Let's draw from this. Try to find the center of that fuzzy line. Oops, excuse me. Over to here, we're parallel. And it, excuse me, 179 pixels. So what we want to do is do our test stripe on here. 179 pixels. Wow, we hit it just like that. And we may want to bring it down just a little bit. How about there? Okay. So now what we can do is we can go to stripe drivers. We'll get the rectangle select. We'll copy that stripe from there. Copy. And we're going to go to, we need a new layer. We'll go above the air cleaners and we'll call it new layer. We'll call it hood. And we're going to paste that on hood. Now we've got a layer hood, and we got a stripe. I'm going to put it across here. And it's probably not going to line up, so yeah, we could be fussy right here, but we're going to have to move it. Almost be sure. Now let's go on to our fenders, and it's above the black, so that would show over the black. So we go get the lasso select underneath the rectangle select. I'm going to go over here, and we're going to click it here, zoom right around to there, and delete that. Do the same here. You want it there, and there. Delete. There's our little stripe. Let's see how we did. You're just running over an hour here, so we're going to have to finish with this and see how we do. We'll align it. Yeah, well, let's go all the way. So I'm sure I did the save, but there we go, just to be sure. Background off, test layer off, file, save as, and a DDS, Viper, DDS, Pogo, yep, come on. Sorry. Okay. Back. Sometimes it fills it in. Like I noticed that lots of times you come back here and you go, oh, my change is already in here. And when it happens, just roll with it. It's great. It saves you going and getting the file. And the other thing is you're all ready to dump it into your mod folder. You see you'd already be here. And it's pretty neat when that happens. But we've got to go to E. Mod trucks. I got a lot of mod trucks. I'm probably not done with them yet, fortunately. Yeah, we'll see our change. You'll see this. There we go. Oh, where's the... Oh, yeah, it's there. It's just... It doesn't draw it very well. You can't zoom in to see it. Anyway, let's export that. Export to mod. All right, successful. Well, let's see. We'll be the judge of that. All right. Okay, so we got our stripe going across the hood. It's almost lined up. Yeah, we're not quite lined up. It's a little far forward on the hood there. Let's see what's going on over here. And I didn't make this one long enough here. Looks like it's got a little alignment issue there. But what do we got for time? Yeah, we could align it. Let's we got to get on our walking shoes here. See if we can zoom in on this. See what's going on. Oh, it's so close. I think what we'll do is we'll connect that up. I'm not sure moving a pixel would be a good... I can't go any closer. I don't know. Don't know if we want to move it that pixel or not. And sometimes, yeah, oh yeah, so now this stripe has to go forward. And we're going to move this whole side forward 1 pixel. And we'll extend that stripe on the other side up. So passenger side forward 1. Let's just try and remember that. Exit. And once again, it's, should be clear by now why we work in pixels. It just makes this all so easy. And we'll delete the old DDS first thing. Open recent PDN. We're going to grab that stripe pass, and instead of grabbing the whole thing and moving it forward, we would lose our alignment. there's potential to get this jiggled the wrong way. So what we're going to do, this is, once again, we're going to do, go in here, oops, we want rectangle select, and we're going to leave a little bit on top for our gauge, and we're going to go well enough beyond the curve, the start of the curve to the left here. We're going to do copy, paste, and that way we can move it. See, we got that for our height indicator, so we're not here or not there. Get it right. We go up here, we want to bring it forward 1 pixel like that. I'll go back down here and check. We're all good. That's moved. And what we could do, just in case that was going to draw onto the hood somehow, we would Control C, Control V, paint that over. Go down here. This one didn't go up far enough, and so that's drivers. Control C, Control V, and we got to raise that up to there. And let's save it. Get rid of the test layer, background, save as, ATS, Viper. Yep, we really want to do it. Back. Oops. Ran off my screen there. When that happens, yeah, we were lucky. Came back. Browse. We go to the trucks. Viper. You see how many times the guy goes through this? It's crazy. Now, did I actually? Yeah, I guess we did. And the change is so small at this point, we can't see it. Can't see anything move on here. So, judging by past experience with this skin, it's pretty simple. So that should be enough time. So we're just going to go ahead and export it. I really like when I see that little confirmation jiggle on something. What are we doing? Oh yeah, Pogo. Oops, Pogo. There we go. Alrighty. Let's go see if we were successful. There's a place I want to do a video on, that Glenwood Canyon. Truck manager. Upgrade. Oh, so it's the hood. Stripe doesn't come far enough this way. We got to go there and fix it there. Rats. But this looks good. So, okay, so the fix, I gotta have to wrap it here so we don't go too long and boring. So the fix for this is we go to that view where we have the hood, and we grab the stripe here on the hood, and we just drag it over a little bit more, and then we just trim it a little bit longer with that lasso. But anyway, so we went from a bit of a mess to getting our stripes lined up. We got the roof lined up. And what we did, just to recap, we finished the stripe on the driver's side in terms of got rid of that gap. We aligned the rear stripe with that, and we went around to this side and aligned the passenger side with this rear stripe. And when we're done that, we put the we just eyeballed where we were going to put the air cleaner stripe. Created a new layer, of course, everything's in layers, and put air cleaner stripes on. And I mean, I ran a line across the hood, and we did that little circle thingy and quartered it, and that works. That's if we were to leave here. Oh, let's get that. That's how I did these stripes too, with all of these different. So here I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 segments in the circle to get that. So anyway, that's how I do it. So we're gonna quit the game, wrap it here. We're gonna come back, and we're going to put I'll show you how to do script, how to do your own script in different styles and shade it. And sticker resources, like where to go and get stickers, and where to put them, what they mean, and how to do that reliably, and build yourself a little, what I call, here I'll show you real quick. This is what we'll be doing in the next one. We're going to be using a lot of this. I have a file here called Skinning Resources. So in here I've got my fonts that I've added, logos that I've made for various things. So, you know, I took the Warner Brothers thing and turned it into Flatbed Brothers. Things like that. We've got IFTA stickers. So these are legal requirement. These are on trucks. So I got these from a guy's website, and I'll provide the link in the next video. And then I inverted the colors on them and made them black and white for 2022, because he hasn't updated his are still 2021. We've got stickers. So these are stickers and things that I've either, a lot of them I've made, but a lot of them are also you can find. And then we also have our script. So this is where I keep my scripts. And so, you know, we'll have things like the old school one will be familiar to you. So various scripts that I might want to use in old school. So we'll get into all that. So let's make this one a wrap. Thanks for following along. I hope you found it informative in some way and potentially useful. Anyway, take care, guys, and we'll catch you on the follow-up. Take care. Bye for now.